What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Mantis G, the successor to the Mantis Q, because somehow Yuneec doesn't know how the alphabet works. Stick around. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. My name's Original Dobo, and this channel is all about drone and tech content. So if that's at all interesting, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you leave this video. So Yuneec recently announced the Mantis G, which is the successor to the Mantis Q. And I don't think it was a drone that anybody asked for. I know I certainly didn't ask for the Mantis Q, but I'm not hating on the Mantis G. I think it's actually a welcome change, and it has a lot of things to like about it. And more notably is a 33-minute flight time, if it lives up to that 33 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull open the website because they have some specifications here that are pretty darn decent. So first things first, this thing weighs 505 grams, which doesn't make it the lightest, but it doesn't make it the heaviest. 33 minute of flight time, and they have in parentheses, in no wind environment at a constant speed of 25 kilometers per hour. So whatever that's going to equate to, and again, because I'm in the US, I'll be sure to do the conversion for you guys so you know what that means in miles per hour, because I'm not good with kilometers. They do have a sport mode which can get this thing going up to 45 miles per hour, which is pretty darn cool. I did do the conversion for that. It does have a 13 megapixel sensor, and it's 1/3 is the compact sensor size. So you're not gonna get any 1-inch sensor here, but it does shoot 4K, and there is no 4K 60, so we'll get that right out of the way now. And there's also no 4K 24. There is only 4K 30 frames per second. Seems to be a lot of manufacturers of cameras are totally eliminating 24 frames per second. They need to at least include it or stop cropping 30 frames per second, one or the other. Video formats of MP4 and MOV. And just to touch on the other resolutions really quickly, you have 2.7K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second, and 1280 720 for 60 frames per second. So no 120 on this, so if you're looking for that, you're not gonna get it. It does have 16 gigs of onboard storage and expandable up to 128 gigs via micro SD, which is nice to see. I wish more manufacturers would start including that. And get this, the field of view for this camera is 117 degrees, which is pretty impressive considering the Evo has a 94-degree field of view. This is going to be a much wider field of view. It's going to make me beg the question if there's going to be any lens distortion because of that. There is no crazy color profiles on this. You're getting just 3: natural, saturated, and soft, which makes me wonder how they got the video to look the way it did, if that in fact actually came from the Mantis Q and or Mantis G. Damn, this naming schematic is confusing. There is some pretty cool photo modes. There's gesture and face detection, which is pretty cool. And there's also the normal mode. That was the big selling point of the Mantis Q, is it had all these gesture controls and voice activated controls, which is pretty neat. It does have an extended range on the voice controls, which would be neat to actually test. All in all, I'm actually looking to get this in my hands and to test it out. It does look to be a pretty decent competitor with the Mavic Air and the Anafi. The Anafi FPV looks interesting, but I don't think it looks as interesting as this. Oh, and if I haven't already mentioned it, the flight range of this actually exceeds all of their Typhoon drones. The Typhoons only can fly up to 1 mile. This can fly 2.2 miles. And again, parentheses, if optimal conditions are met. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cool that they're making it realistic, but this looks to be a pretty promising drone. And it does have an app that's a companion app that's available for this. I'm sure that's the same that controls the Mantis Q. Again, I never actually got a chance to get my hands on the Mantis Q other than when we were at CES. And I swear the Yuneec guys were giving me like some sort of death stare. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to take a look at this. Yeah, so the video transmission is up to 2 kilometers is what they're saying here. And that battery, just in case if anybody was wondering, is a 3000 milliamp hour battery. So it's a pretty good sized battery. But yeah, looks to be pretty impressive. We'll have to get it in hand, do some more tests, but let me know your thoughts and comment down below if you have any inclination on buying this, or whether or not this is something you would think about. You know, Yuneec doesn't have the best track record, but I'm willing to give it a go. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, stay original.